Hello friends and welcome back to a new series. Today we're going to rush probes to the Grandmaster League. And I just have two requirements mainly. My first requirement is that at the start of each game I send at least half of my workers straight away across the map. And I'm not allowed to send them back home either after they've received, until they have received critical damage. Wait, it's a Terran player, I don't need the wall. Or the moment the first combat unit is out. But before that, I'm going to be using my 6 probes for the ultimate harassment force. And we're going to try our best. I think I want 2 groups actually, in order to maximize my damage output. Can I get a cancel on this barracks? Maybe a possibility. Okay, here we go. I'm going to continue just microing these around a little bit. Oh, that's a fight I can take. That's... Oh, this is not a fight I can take though. This should have been a fight I could have taken. Of course, SCVs are a little bit more powerful than I am most of the time. And gotta quickly continue attacking behind this onto this bad boy. Okay, more of these SCVs being pulled once more. Just want to get a gate behind it. My opponent is a Gabriel, who is a Terran player, I believe 3.1 or so. So solid start. He's not really mining from here. I have lost 1 worker so far. I think I can maybe kill this. No, I definitely can't. Oh, if he walls me out, that would actually be quite bad, wouldn't it? Oh, he doesn't end up walling me out. Now, this one has critical damage. I'm allowed to pull it back, but maybe I can just force him to stay around for a little bit longer. It's, of course, a possibility. If I can just deny that barracks. So, barracks is supposed to finish at 127. This barracks has been delayed. Die! By at least 20-ish seconds. But my gateway also was delayed by a significant amount. And I just used all of my chrono boost, I realized. So I can't actually recall back home. Which I guess we could consider a major issue for now. I'm going to cancel one of these workers. Just simply because I still have so many workers coming in. I'm just going to recall them, I think. I think it's the best thing to do. I was thinking of not recalling, but it definitely is going to gain me a lot more than a chrono boost ever could. The only risk that I'm running right now is that I can't chrono boost my adept. So if there's a Reaper coming out, that Reaper might be capable of dealing some serious damage, which could be an issue. But so far, for the first first try here, I'm not too upset, honestly. I'm not too upset at all. I'm just gonna start a warp gate immediately as well, and I actually want to get a real scout in. I haven't really scouted anything. Maybe I shouldn't have sent all of my workers back, so I could have continued scouting. Perhaps a bit of a waste if you go for a 6-worker scout to then not actually use those workers to do the scouting. Doesn't seem to be a Reaper, so most likely going to be a Marine first here. No, it's a Reaper for just very late. Maybe he didn't have enough gas mining? It's a possibility, of course, that he pulled his workers out too quickly. Not entirely sure what I want to follow this up with. I think double adapt and then I'll just throw down a Twilight Council. Can pretty much do whatever from here on out. Just want to play Blink into a Robo, maybe go into a bit of a 3-gate as a follow-up. And then I'm just kind of thinking about what I could have done better there initially. I feel like there were a lot of things that I could have done maybe slightly better. My control isn't perfect. Maybe I should come in initially, stacking them up so I can really dish out a lot of damage from the very start. I want to kill this Reaper. I think I'm going to get it as well. Yep, that's dead. If you get the 2 hits and the shade is already out, that's always going to be a kill on a Reaper for free. There's an SCV working in those command center. He should pull it back, but he's not pulling it back, which means it's also going to end up dying. I don't think his reactor is done yet. No, it's not. So we're just going to shade this up here. And we see this is not building anything yet. So that's interesting, to say the least. Okay, now it's definitely constructing something. And I think the thing that would make the most sense to me is that it's going to be a Cyclone. If it's not a Cyclone, then maybe a tank. Also possible that he didn't quite have the cash, of course, for any of those things. And instead that he's getting like a mine or a Hellion, but then it should be out already. It's going to pop out in I think, what, 5 seconds or so? I didn't quite count properly, so I'm just going to shade back home. So I still want to see what pops out. Okay, it's a tank. But I don't actually want to be in its range. Now, because it's a tank, he's going to have difficulty still protecting this area. He's going to send these little Marines down. I'm tiny tad supply blocked. This feels very good for me, though. He moved the tank forward already. But we can probably continue dealing at least a little bit of damage here. Take the 3rd base as well. And I'm just going to get... Ooh, maybe just get a prism. I think the tank is moving down, by the way. That's kind of what I'm expecting now. It stays on the high ground. Hardly has any units though. Oh, tank could have... Oh, no, okay. Tank just on siege. I'm like, wait, why didn't that tank fire? No, wait, he didn't on siege. Maybe the tank didn't have vision? I don't quite understand what happened there. But seems like there might have been something wrong. This CC is absolutely dead. And I think with that CC being dead, the game has pretty much ended right now. So we're just going to go kill this. Always split your units when you can. Could have maybe microed this away as well, but I didn't. Second tank is out. But, I mean, the game is already pretty much over at this point. Just going to get a couple more stalkers out. I'll blink on top of this ramp and we'll most likely have our first win. If you can fight a little bit away from the tank, that's of course something always that is preferable over fighting in tank range. Because in tank range, you're always going to perform a lot worse. I'll put this in the middle. Yep, and the splash killed, I think, 2 of the Marines there, which was definitely helpful. One of these things you can do. Adepts aren't actually useful in a straight-up engagement, but if you can shade them into Marines and they tank the first tank shot, that can be kind of a big deal. Yeah, this is real bad for my opponent. Can just take this out as well. Don't have to fire with everything once more. Does he have the next tank out already? Don't think he does. And that means this is going to be game over. Even with the next tank out, it still would have been absolutely game over. And we got our first win. GG gets called. Didn't have time to respond it back to him. Let's have a quick look here to see how the early game actually went. It's difficult to say at times. He lost a bunch of mining time. I lost 1 worker. He had lost 1 worker. And then I get a second worker kill, which is nice. He played double gas, which I think was a mistake. Oh, but his second gas was just simply too late. Okay, yeah. That was actually fairly bad for him. Okay, he blames the table I'm on. Too much friction for the mouse. It's a completely fair thing to blame for sure. I don't mind that. GG. All right, GG to you as well. And that's going to be game number 1 with a cheeky win against a diamond player. All right, here we go again. Once again against a 3300 Terran player. And I actually kind of think I want to stack up my workers over here before I truly go in. And another thing that I probably want to do is I want to have camera hotkeys on the other side of the map. Now, why would I want that? Is so that I can easily switch between the mineral patches in his natural and in his main base, which actually should be pretty useful. So I'm going to adjust these a little bit. We'll get a cheeky pylon over here. Oh my god, it takes so long to get money. I keep forgetting that. Okay, you guys go here. Yeah. There we go. It's not the greatest setup, but probably should get the trick done. Oh my god, I can't attack him. He's stuck in a corner. What's this guy doing? Hello? Come out of here, chief. There we go. Only 1 can attack at the same time. That's honestly kind of ridiculous. And does upset me a tiny tad. What's he doing here? Okay. Just gonna try and get some kills. Most important thing here is that I can not only delay his barracks, that is very important, but also just try and get some kills, of course, as I can put me ahead significantly. I can chrono this, that's for sure. Okay, so 1 SCV has gone down. I want more delay here on this bad boy. That's only 4, actually. I think I can just straight up fight that. There we go. That seems good. Little bit of pullback micro as well. That means that we're taking out 3-4 SCVs. This barracks finished completely on time, though, but we're continuing to take out more and more workers. Some good kiting coming on out of me. Maybe I can take out this bad boy. Maybe I can just go in and start dealing damage like this. Oh, maybe he doesn't know about this trick. So if you stack up and then you A move, look, only 1 of his is attacking, but 6 of mine are attacking right now. He should be doing the same thing, and because he has a higher number, he will be capable of one-shotting me, basically. But this is bad for him. Maybe I can clear this as well. There goes the Marine. Oh, I thought that I could move through that. That was not great. Oh my god, he's absolutely destroying me here with 1 Marine, but I'll end up getting that Marine. He doesn't have as much mining as he probably ideally would have. The main problem I honestly have is that my core is getting delayed significantly. I can't be bothered to recall 2 probes. That takes way too long. Or what you call it, like, it's just not worth it anymore. I lost way too many workers there in the end, but still think I'm fairly far ahead. There was no gas yet for my opponent. I think that is one of the nice things when I'm playing against Terran, is that in the chaos of the moment, they kind of forget to take their gas, which is very important, because I think my weakest point isn't really the early mineral loss, but is most likely my cybernetics core delay. My cybernetics core is delayed by almost a full 50 seconds. So even if I kill like 5 workers, if my opponent has a Reaper in time, I'm going to lose 5-6 workers to that Reaper if it gets microed somewhat decently, which could be a real issue. Because my Cybercore and my first Adept are going to be insanely late, and there's really nothing I can do about that. Ooh, sending out a cheeky Marine over here. Now, there's a cool trick. Once again, a probe is going to come in handy here. Zip. As you can two-shot Marines with your Adept, and then let the probe finish it. Well, it wasn't necessary now. I tried my best, though. You know, if you can give a... This is like a mother bird feeding her babies, you know? It's like, the Adept was like, all right, probe, you can go for the final kill. But the probe actually was too dumb, too slow. Moves very funkily as well. No point in trying. Now, we have 2 Adepts out. I think I'm actually going to get a 3rd and put on some extra pressure. Never mind, I'm supply block. Let's pretend that was on purpose. I only wanted to build 2 Adepts anyway, so who cares? I surely don't. This Marine is in trouble. Never mind, it's not in trouble. That Marine is absolutely fine. We'll follow this up with a DT drop, actually. Kind of like the thought of, what is this? What was that just rolled over there? Was that like a part of the arm of the SCV or something? It looked kind of exciting. Ooh, okay. He must also be somewhat supply blocked. Up, and that is a dead one of those. That's indeed a dead one of those. Maybe I can clear one more Marine here for free. Make sure to not over-fire on one of these Marines. This one will die as well. Maybe I can take out this SCV. No, he'll just move back home. Cheeky Dark Shrine. I mean, right now I feel like my opponent is pretty much on 1 base, and I'm already on, what is it? 2 base. Yeah, that's 100% more bases than my opponent. And probably also giving me a lot more income than him. The ability to attack fast into my Dark Shrine. I don't think there's anything ready here for it. So we're just going to send this bad boy over towards the top side. And kind of just take it from there. Whoop. Whoop. 3rd gas, I mean, why not? Might as well. Still have my camera hotkey on my opponent's command center, which isn't quite ideal, I have to admit. It's the the opposite of ideal. But we tried our best. All right. Here we go. I want to see what he has over here. I want to get more information. Okay, there's a starport. We got a 3rd base. Don't want to lose any units. I was gonna say I'm probably playing a perfect game, but then I realized I already lost like 4 workers or so, and now I'm also losing my Adepts to this move out, which definitely wasn't what I wanted. But maybe it's a distraction as well, you know? Let's actually try that once more. So we send in this bad boy. Send in this Adept. He'll start looking at it and he'll think I'm an idiot. He's like, oh wow, I'm owning you, I'm owning you, I'm owning you. Then we go in with this. Ooh, doesn't have anything ready. I think he's just pretty much dead right now. We're gonna kill every single worker. I want 1 DT to attack this building. And I probably want some things at home as well. I think he realized at this point. He has 1 scan available, that's it. Literally just 1 scan. He's moving across the map with a 1 base all in. I just want to attack this starport, because that is going to be the one thing that could potentially provide detection. And if I warp in 2 DTs at home as well, he only has 1 scan available, so that basically should be useless. Oh, maybe I can even block this from landing. Look at this. Yeah. He probably wants to land right now. It's like, oh, why isn't this crap working? Can't do anything anymore. Like, he's trying to land. Yeah. Not today, brother. Adios, taco and misery. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. The ultimate block works again. As, whoop, GG gets called. And we get our 2nd win. Early game felt a lot better this time for me, though. Killed a lot of SCVs. Like, he took like 1 fight. Yeah, he lost 4 SCVs already at this point. Here he loses a 5th. Now then here, afterwards, I guess I killed a couple more, right? Oh, I killed like 7 SCVs, and then I lose a lot of workers to this Marine. Otherwise, I think the game would have just been straight up over already. But even now, it's pretty much straight up over. No gas. I have like 8 more workers. I get a way faster Nexus. I have better tech as well. It's a pretty much game. Nice. The 6 Probe Rush does it again. I honestly feel like against this level of player, I can probably pull a couple of extra workers and do the mineral trick that I was doing here towards the end. If they don't know how to beat that, I think I can get almost infinite damage with my initial Probe Rush, which is kind of cool. We get like 7, 8 workers. 9 workers against Terran, I guess, to 1-shot. 8 workers against the others to 1-shot. Would be pretty cool. I think I'm actually gonna try that. That sounds like an improvement here initially. Of course, the moment you get to the higher leagues, that shouldn't be possible anymore. But let's just figure out if it's till what MMR that is going to be possible. We'll see when people figure out the tricks. Whenever I start the game, I kind of automatically I don't grab my workers, because it's not really something I think of. You know, I don't look at my base and go, oh, the first thing I need to do is grab 6 workers. Just kind of wanted to split my workers up and then go for whatever I want to do. Which apparently isn't quite, you know, the ideal thing if you're 6 probe rushing here. Probably should have sent out a couple more workers, like I mentioned before. Once again, I'm against a Terran player here. Lyra. 3.1-ish. Now, the question that I have to myself is, does Lyra know how to deal with the trick? Because if this trick is unbeatable, which I think it might just be, Lyra's gonna be in some trouble. This is dead. Zip. 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 Oh, Lyra knows. Lyra knows. Zip. Zip. I should have put slightly more workers there though, Lyra. I'm gonna snipe this one as well. Whoopa! There we go. That's beautiful. This probe might be in a little bit of trouble. No, not just a little bit of trouble. It's absolutely dead. Maybe we can delay this any further. I'm honestly not macroing too well at home behind this. This is 3 versus 4, which is a winning fight, if I'm not mistaken. Whoop. Oh, that bad boy needs to run for his life. Maybe I can snipe this. Maybe we can turn this one around. This has critical damage, so I'm okay with sending it back home. Maybe this bad boy can now turn around as it regains some shields. Hoppa, there we go. Final kill, definitely a possibility. Barely missed it. Do I want to sacrifice this? I think I do. And I think the first Marine is about to pop as well. Oh, yeah, I did get a kill. Just gonna send these home, though. There was a gas a little bit faster this time, so that might be an issue, but I also killed a crap ton of workers. We have 2 kills. This pro has 2 kills. It's very rare that you see a probe with 2 kills at the 2-minute mark, unless maybe you're being like Ling rushed. But even then, I don't think it is that common. My early game build order also went a little bit smoother. Before it would finish at 43. I think now it's gonna finish at like 32 or so, this cyber core. So definitely some type of improvement here, which is nice and very important, yeah. So a 30-second delay on my core first. That is still a significant delay, but I already cut it by 13 seconds, just by slightly being faster, being more, being quicker with getting the gateway. And I still think I can be quicker. It's just very difficult to do, especially if I don't set up my hotkeys properly, especially my camera hotkeys up properly. And it seems to be quite hard. I'm gonna send this out immediately. And I probably want the second gas ASAP as well. There's no Reaper that seems to be coming up. It feels like people below Masters don't really enjoy building Reapers, probably because they require so much micro to use properly. Oh, there you go. As I say it, a Reaper shows up. Kind of want to move this a little bit more towards the inside, right? Don't want my bad boy to ever be in any trouble. Ooh. Can we take this down? I think we can. That's definitely gonna end up dying. Oh, that is super dead. There we go. Are just gonna move in. What is down here? That's 1 Marine. That's 2 Marines. That's 3 Marines. Good control here out of Lyra. Do like that. Maybe I can snipe it? No, I can't. Now I can. 1 more. Push it forward. Move down, move down, move down. I want to shoot you. Okay, 4 HP. That's too little. I can't continue doing this forever. Honestly, my macro has been kind of poor behind all of this. And we haven't quite seen what the follow-up is going to be either. I think there's 2 very low, very low Marines right now. It's going to be a Mine or a Hellion. If it's a Hellion, I'll lose 1 Adept. Unless I send it backwards already, of course. There's no reason for me not to just send it back. A little bit of a repair here. Yep. Maybe I can clear this? No way. Okay, it's a Hellion indeed. I need 5 shots against the Hellion. And we're gonna get the 5th shot against the Hellion as well. We'll take this out. No, we won't. Blink on the way immediately, and I think we're in such a good spot once again with our fast natural. I really believe that pulling more workers might be worth it. Just to play it a little bit faster as well. Gotta get a 3rd gas here as soon as possible. We have 5 kills right now. Divided between these 2. I think 1 of that is an SCV or 2 of that, and the rest is just either Hellion or Marine. Yeah, I think I killed 3 Marines and 1 Hellion and then 1 SCV as well. Here goes our first little bit of a Prism and more Warpins as well. We don't really need anything else. We're just gonna 3-gate Blink from this position. And I think we're going to be just fine. I think we're going to be just fine. And this seems like a completely valid strategy so far. I haven't really been playing from a disadvantage at all. I think the first game was the most of a disadvantage position that I've had, but even there, it was fine. Really, only my tech was very late. But now that I figured out I can just get a faster gateway and I kind of understand my build order a little bit better, I'm starting to believe that my eco, at least for now, never really is the one taking a big hit. My opponent's eco is actually taking bigger hits than mine is majority of the time. Just purely based on the fact that my control seems good enough that I kill a lot of units. Like it's viable harass. As long as there's no good counter harass with a Reaper coming in, I'm completely okay with this. Now, this build usually hits at around 5:10, so I'm an entire minute delayed, which means that my build is probably just an entire minute delayed, just based on what I'm seeing so far. And I need to delay my opponent by at least a minute in order to be equal. This is dead. And there's one tank out. And he's probably moving it forward as we speak. But I don't actually care about that. So, yeah. That is what it is. Gonna do scout forward here with my little prism. Okay, he's not moving the tank forward yet. Where are you? Okay, tank is pretty far back, actually. Yeah, as long as the tank is over there, I'm legitimately zero worried about my stalkers. And if the tank eventually moves forward, I think... I'm gonna have a pretty decent time as well. Even if it doesn't move forward. Up, there we go. Yeah. Can just blink in. There's simply not enough units. Don't really want to lose that. I think I can save it. Yep, GG gets called. We have our third win here. Let's take a quick look at the early game. How many did I end up killing? Worker pool really is not that bad. So I killed 8 workers in the early game. And that is 20 against 14. Yeah, I think I'm just ahead. If the Reaper goes to my main immediately and it gets built immediately, I still believe I might be in some trouble. Especially given the fact they will only need a single depot because they lose so many SCVs in the early game. But yeah, the counter damage is what really should get me. There should be a window of, I want to say like 20, 25 seconds in which I don't have a unit. And I probably should be having a unit. So that, yeah, that could be an issue for me. But for now, another win. And that feels good. All right, my friends, here we go. This time straight away with 8 workers. That was the plan. We're playing against the Protoss. And as long as we can one-shot our opponent's workers, I'm going to be very happy. If you pull 8 workers, apparently, you can still almost immediately build your next worker. I wasn't quite aware of that. We're playing here on Neo-Humanity, which sadly has this, this little slow zone in the middle, which is going to make my arrival take a little longer. Uh-oh, he scouts very fast. I'm not quite sure why that is, but he at least saw my pro pool coming in. I don't think he's going to be capable of walling on top of the ramp in time, though. Oh, he definitely is not going to be capable of walling on top of the ramp in time. Let's take a look. What are you up to, buddy? What are you up to? Okay, here we go. Is he aware of the trick? Is he aware of the trick? Zhup. 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 I think I'm doing a better job so far, but I could be wrong. Actually, I'm kind of getting owned here, am I not? He is losing significant mining time. Gonna send one back. Some more individual micro, perhaps. And yeah, he's just getting them up there, but he's not mining a whole lot. And he hasn't. Well, he has started his gateway already. Okay, this is actually an issue. He's pulling absolutely every single worker. I'm gonna need to run back over here, and I need to start my gateway at some point in the future. The moment the Fierce Zealot is out, the life is going to be really difficult. He's just chasing with everything. I actually think doing that is probably not that bad of a plan. If you're not entirely sure on what to do, I think chasing with everything is a fine way of approaching it. As long as you know how to stack your workers on top of one another. I do believe that my worker production had been better during all of this. Maybe we can clear one more. Don't think we can. We're going to lose one more worker instead. And I just actually chrono boosted, which means I can't even recall. Can I get a gas down? He has a second Zealot on the way. And I really do want to recall this garbage. Because if I can't recall these probes, then life is going to suck. The problem is I don't want him to kill my workers as I'm recalling. There goes one. And I guess that's going to be it for now. All right. We have a pretty decent setup nonetheless, because my worker production was so much superior to him. I don't think he had been producing workers at all, to be quite honest. Like when I looked at him, I think he only has like 12, 13 workers left. So I'm probably up in workers, but I'm severely behind in tech. Especially the Adept kind of scares me. Although he didn't start his cybernetics core that fast, so maybe that will be fine. And then the only advantage he's going to end up having is the fact that he has Zealots, but having Zealots is not actually an advantage. The Zealot is one of those units that you build in the early game to be safe, and then once you have it, you already don't need it anymore. There's like a 5-second window in which the Zealot is useless, and then immediately you realize, oh, never mind, this is the most useless thing I've ever had in my entire life. It's basically the same as when you go to an arcade, and you just wasted 35 euros on playing many games and, you know, getting these tickets. And then at the end, you know, you spent your 35 bucks and you get to pick a prize with your 12,000 or your 1,200 tickets that you have won over the course of the past hour and a half. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing that is even remotely good. So what you decide to do is you decide to get like some Pokemon card, or you get one of these things that if you throw them from the stairs, they look like a little rainbow. You know what I mean. I'm not very good at explaining it. That type of stuff. And in the moment, you're very happy. 5 seconds after you walk out of the arcade, you wonder why you just spent 35 euros on a thing you could have bought in the toy store for about 45 cents if it was expensive on that particular day, because these things are practically free. But for whatever reason, just because you had to work for it in the arcade, it feels a lot better. Now, the Zealot never feels good. The Zealot always feels like a prize at the arcade. Way too expensive and never really proves to be useful at all. So just keep that in the back of your mind. A completely useless thing. There's like a 3-second window in which the Zealot is good. It's good against like a Proxy Reaper. It's nice against cannon rushes for 5 seconds before the first cannon finishes up. There's literally no point in being one of these guys. What is this? He's afraid. He thought I was gonna hit him again, wasn't he? He thought I was gonna hit him again, but well, I am going to hit him again. I'm actually kind of afraid of an Oracle in my house, although I don't really think that's what's about to happen here. I'd be surprised, negatively. You have positive surprise and negative surprises. That would most definitely be a very negative surprise. You're getting double batteries right now. I don't think that is going to help you very much keeping the spine alive. Probably should have tried rewalling if you don't have any units, but the fact that he doesn't have any units is what actually worries me for my opponent here. Oh, that's done. What's done is what they often say. Ooh, that was correct after all. Actually did go for an Oracle, wow. Now we're gonna take out some of these bad boys. You have a second Oracle on the way as well. He didn't quite get enough worker kills. As I'm just continuing to get more and more workers, I think this game is absolutely over. The lighting on the map is extremely funky though. Yep, GG, there we go. Get the win. I'm kind of curious. I feel like this Protoss player was the best so far out of all the contestants when it came to the anti-micro. I killed one worker, he lost one worker. I kill a second one. A 2-for-1 trade is definitely good, but at the end of the day, I'm up 3 workers because I continuously build workers and my opponent didn't. So I'm actually outmining my opponent pretty consistently here. Faster tech, I don't think the second Zealot was ever necessary. Just go into a cybernetics core. Surely is going to be the better plan than a faster second gas. But the main issue is just the lower worker count here that he has. I went for a proxy Stargate. But my cybercore was just a little bit faster. I had a lot of gas. He didn't even get a second gas. And then I could just expand. This was the only real scary moment where there was 2 Zealots. But I think I dealt with that relatively well. And I also believe we just got our 4th win here in this series. Probe to Grandmaster. That's going to be it for the first episode. I hope you all really did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you hopefully next time for a new video, whatever that might be. We'll update the score over here, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.